Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
Like it's just one bombshell after another, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
When it comes to managing money, forget the hype and look at the results. Bill has $1 trillion of secure payments powering our bill pay tools. Instead of just moving money, Bill is powering the financial operations of nearly 500,000 customers. So stop the guesswork and start scaling with the proven choice. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started. And grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
Hello, and welcome back to the Psych Legal Pop podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
And we're here today to talk about Sister Wives, Season 3, Episode 12. This is the finale.
It's called Special Delivery.
Special Delivery. So you know what that means if you've been following along. It's
you know who's coming.
Baby Solomon
Ding
is
dong.
going to be born.
Yay.
Yay. So we open up with Robyn. She's still feeling sick. She's felt sick, I guess, throughout her whole pregnancy. And she's having Braxton Hicks contractions, which are... I never had those. I was induced, so I never experienced that.
Yeah, I don't even know what those... I didn't have those.
It's like
either.
They're fake contractions. Like it feels like a contraction, but it's not doing anything. Like you're not dilating or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's your body
You
preparing.
just feel so... I don't know. That last week, you just feel so lousy. You just feel huge and crappy and blah.
Yeah, well,
So
that too.
But... I don't know. Maybe I was having them. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know.
And then Robyn says that she can't complain about any of this in front of Meri because Meri just says, you should be grateful you're pregnant. And I'm like, wow, that's
a
rude, passive aggressive, not even passive aggressive, aggressive.
Yeah. I mean... I don't know what to say about this.
That was really dark.
It gets dark quick.
Yeah.
It gets dark real quick. And Meri, who's so excited about this baby coming because she and Robyn are so close. This is how you speak to your close friends?
Yeah.
Like this is Meri.
I know.
This is Meri the friend.
Yeah. And Meri is supposed to be having like this special relationship with Solomon and wow.
Yeah.
That took me aback.
Yes.
So anyway, Robyn she's unfolding or putting together some kind of co-sleeper or pack and play.
It's a playpen pack and play. And I'm thinking to myself, in a family of 22 million, why are you doing this by yourself?
Yeah.
You wanted sister wives. Why can't you get someone here to help you do this?
I don't know. I think they just said, Robyn, we need to film a scene with you. So just something you can unpack. To look like you're doing something.
Yeah.
And then we cut over to how the older kids are doing.
We're over at Janelle's house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hunter's still not happy.
So, and did you hear what we see an interview with Kody? Kody says, it's been 9 months since we moved to Vegas. So again,
Yes.
9 months, 9 months.
Yes.
Now, if babies are 10 months,
Yeah.
then that baby was either
It's 40
conceived,
weeks. It's 40
was
weeks.
conceived in Utah or in the rental, in that first house,
vacation rental house.
the vacation rental house.
Yeah.
Where there were like 2 bedrooms and 90 people.
Yeah.
So I just
Either-
want you all to wrap your brain around how many people were in that small house,
Yeah.
and these two were doing it.
I really think it was because Solomon's born late October and they were in that vacation rental house in January. So I'm thinking it's in that house.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hunter's not happy. Maddie's not happy. Let's see. Aspen and McKelty, they were not happy at first, but now McKelty says she's happy and she loves it. And Aspen likes Las Vegas a lot. Peyton is struggling the most.
But Peyton and Dayton are really getting
Yeah.
along, which is nice.
Yeah, because at first I guess Peyton was really harassing Dayton, but now they're getting along. And you see them walking to the bus stop together. I guess age-wise, I think Peyton's a little bit older. Mm-hmm. But just a couple years. I don't know why we're doing this check-in with everybody. I guess they just had to fill some time.
Yeah, they had to
Before the
fill a
birth.
lot. They had a 42-minute episode, and they had to fill in a lot
They're
of
like,
time.
the birth didn't take as long as we thought, so
Yeah, let's fill.
let's interview the older kids. So Leon is struggling, kind of faking it. And then we find out that Leon was at that dance where Robyn met Kody and Meri. Now, why
Yeah.
were they taking Leon to that dance? Was Leon looking for someone to court?
Well, I feel like the story of how Kody and Robyn meet is so... I feel like we've heard 90 stories.
I know.
I feel like we heard one story from them, another story in the book, and then we hear various stories over the years. I feel like we've heard 15 million stories of how the two meet.
Yeah, because these dances, from what I've heard on the internet, you know, these dances are a thing where people go to meet, and it's usually, you know, younger girls and older guys, you know, because obviously there's adults there. Robyn, Meri, and Kody are there, but then there's teens there too.
Well, but isn't the story that Robyn was at her cousin's house, Rhonda?
Reba.
Reba. She was at Reba's house, and Meri and Kody stopped by.
Well, that was later. Robyn said she first saw Kody at church, and that, but he didn't really notice her. And then there's this barbecue at Reba's, and then there's also the dance. And I don't know what order all those things go in. I really don't.
Again,
We'll never know.
yeah, we'll never know because these people do not keep their stories straight.
No, we'll never
at
know.
all.
But that was strange. And then I have here Robyn goes to the chiropractor to get adjusted, which seems very dangerous when you're 9 months pregnant.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. And then we're back to now she's due. I get the sense that the camera crew's there and they're leaving and coming back. Like they're kind of like, oh, is Robyn due? Is she anywhere near having
Yeah.
the baby?
Is
No.
anything
Okay,
happening?
let's pack it up. Let's go. Pack it up. And so now we're at this point where she's due in a week and a half and they're schlepping her to the doctor.
The midwife. Yeah.
Sorry, I keep saying doctor, but midwife. And now we have all the teens on the couch.
Yeah, back again.
Yeah.
Complaining.
We've got Aspen, Hunter, Leon, Logan, McKelty, Maddie, and Hunter feels like they have enough kids.
Yeah.
He's fed up. And of course, Logan, being the diplomat, is like, well, Robyn, she hasn't had one of us.
Hasn't had a baby with us yet.
And but Maddie's none too excited.
Yeah,
about
she
this.
says she doesn't know how she feels. She says we have so many kids right now.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
And of course, being her mother's daughter, limited resources.
Right. And there's limited resources.
She's probably heard her mother say limited resources. Probably like says it in her sleep, limited resources, limited resources. And Maddie's like, limited resources. Which, you know what? If you really do think about all of this, they're not wrong. I mean, you have limited resources. You've fled Utah, as you all claim. Maybe this isn't the best time to have a baby. You can't afford anything.
Well,
and Mary's so stressed about money, and we'll get into the clothes and all this stuff. I mean, I love how all these you're stressed about money one minute, Mary, and then you're buying up a bunch of boy clothes the next.
Yeah,
so anyway,
and then this is so random. In the middle of all this, they all go to see Mona. With Bill to look for commercial property.
Yes.
For their gym, Fundamental Fitness.
Yes.
The gym that never comes to pass.
Yes.
But they are really just throwing in, this is a real hodgepodge of stuff.
The other thing that I wonder too is if also the puddle monkey is also like, okay, what do we have? Do we have, oh yeah, that one time they all went and looked at stuff. Let's just get that in.
Yeah.
Let's just pile that in.
Yeah, just put that in.
Let's get that in. Are they all there? Okay, great. Let's put that in there too.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. Oh, I have down here, Sister Wives Lunch.
Yeah, so...
Do they go out to lunch together?
Yeah, so apparently a couple months ago, they decided to start... They needed to connect more. Mm-hmm. And they decided to start spending more time together and having these lunches, which translates into Puddle Monkey said, hey, we need more content. Can you guys start eating lunch together?
Yeah, can you go to lunch?
And we'll pay for it. So go somewhere nice. And then Robyn admits, Robyn, who up until this point has been the, what has she been? What's the good word for it? The expert on sister wives, the expert on polygamy. On everything. She says, well, I've never had sister wives before. And then goes into this whole thing about, because Christine and the other sister wives are talking to her about this new baby and like, hey, if you need anything, please tell us and, whatever you need. And she's like, well, I've never had sister wives before, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, finally, you're admitting it?
Yeah, you admit you know nothing?
Yeah.
And then I think it was Christine who was just gushing over how Kody is the best during labor.
Yes.
And we'll see his performance
later. Well, and then Robyn says, Kody is great because of you girls. Yes. But it's like, you don't believe that, because if you did, you would have trusted these women a lot more. If you really believe that Kody is the best because of you women, not you girls, but because of you women, then you would have been okay with them watching your children. Mm-hmm. You would have trusted them more, and you wouldn't have had all these issues that you have with them. You would have had a different relationship. You don't know. No, you're just saying this.
Yeah, this is before Robyn. This is when Robyn was still pretending that she was, going to be part of this.
Yeah. No, this isn't. If you've listened to last week's episode, this isn't part of their hand job sessions in the Lexus. When she's pumping Kody up with her thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Jeez. So then Christine, has a peace offering.
Oh, and this I want to talk about. Here, go ahead.
Okay. Well, basically, she says that she hasn't been the nicest to Robyn, that she was jealous, and she blamed her for taking Kody away and for being his favorite wife. Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And so she makes this little thing. It says, our family has grown by 2 feet, and it has 2 baby feet. And she says she feels bad. She could have caused her family a lot of harm.
So here's my question. This feels like this has come out of left field. Now, we all know this isn't surprising to hear this, because we know everything that we've seen in season 17 and what we've seen all these years. But this is not something that we've seen at all up until this point. We've seen how Christine's felt unhappy. We've seen the antidepressants. We've seen all of these pieces. But really, these things we have not seen. I'm sorry. So what I don't understand is this. Did Kody and or Robyn take her aside? And I get the sense that this happened, that Robyn said something to Kody. Kody then takes Christine aside. And did he lecture her or something? And that made her feel like crap?
Well, she said things like this, like when she was in the first season, when she's still pregnant, she was pretty blunt about how she felt like Kody abandoned her and that, but I guess now the difference is now she's kind of shifting the blame to Robyn because she says that she blamed her for taking Kody away and for being his favorite wife.
But she's, the way she's saying it is, it sounds like she's made it seem that she's been so vocal about this, but she's saying something that we're not seeing. So it would be one thing if this has been a storyline.
Right.
Like we see at the end of this whole storyline, we see this Meri storyline and we see a Hunter storyline. Two storylines that we've seen play out in the entire episode that you can see.
Yeah,
like,
I see what you're saying.
This is a storyline that is a little bit like, a lot of this feels like this happened off camera. And I really get the sense, and maybe I'm feeling triggered because we have a particular situation in our lives where we used to get lectured a lot by someone where we weren't being nice to someone else. You know,
we've been Christine,
where we were told by someone in our lives, by someone else, where you're not being nice to so-and-so. And it really was a little bit of like, why is now Christine having to do this huge mea culpa and, you know, having to hand stitch this little thing and ironing it with such gusto?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like she's been scolded.
She's been exactly.
This is her penance.
Yes, and I kind of feel like her feelings were very valid. They were real and true feelings.
And they still are.
Yes, they're real and true feelings. They are still real and true feelings. And that why can't she have them? And who took her aside and scolded her and said to her, you need to do this. And we're going to put this on camera and make sure that this comes in the final edit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. I just felt like, why did you do Christine dirty like this?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was fair. And that's what I got to say about that.
Yes, you're right. And then in the next scene is Janelle saying that she's excited, but she's not going to get up in the middle of the night just to go see the baby.
Yeah. And the best is they flash to Robyn, and Robyn has a look on her face like, so mad.
She actually ends up doing it.
Yeah, but it's a little bit like, you know what, Robyn? I'm sorry, but yeah, Janelle has better things to do.
Yeah. And also, you know what? I would never expect my whole family to get up in the middle of the night just because I gave birth in the middle of the night. It's like, you can wait till the morning. It's fine.
And guess what? This is baby, what?
17,
18. This is your fourth kid of this many kids.
And and when it did happen, they're waking all these little kids up and dragging them over there. And it's like, God, just let them sleep. They can come in the morning. But I'm sure this is all for TV.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. We're at Meri's house, and Leon is making a blanket for Solomon.
And then I cannot believe this. We are still talking about in vitro. I thought this was settled, but...
oh, yes.
Apparently it's not. Well, yeah. No, I know it's not because Robyn then, offers herself to... But it's like, how many... And I don't think the in vitro thing even gets shut down for like a couple more seasons.
No. We have to live with this in vitro thing for the next 15 years. I swear to God, however long this is. But first, before the in vitro thing, we have to then go to Meri walks us over to the little girl room that she created for when Brianna and who was that? Isabel came over. And then she shows us, she is so proud to show us this spot. She's like, I made this little spot in my closet. I'm like, okay, you literally pushed aside like 3 things. I mean, she acts like she just cleaned out an entire closet and she built this thing. She like moved a box and created. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what, this is Solomon stuff?
This is, she's like, she feels so close and bonded to Robyn. And she feels so close and bonded to Solomon that she has created a space in her closet. But I'm like,
For what?
For clothes, for Solomon.
his stuff?
But she's showing us the spot in her closet with such pride. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me here, lady. Like, this is just, you just moved, you had a banker's box here. You moved that banker box to another part. You've got one kid in a 4-bedroom house. Oh, that's not impressive.
Well, and she's delusional. She says she always wanted a deep and close relationship with sister wives. Never had it.
Yep.
Okay, she's really throwing some shade.
Yep.
She wants that with Robyn, and she feels a connection with Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
But yet she was just telling Robyn not to complain, to be grateful that she's pregnant. I mean, Meri is really, she's nuts.
Yeah. But again, Meri thinks that her way of showing her deepened connection
is to buy stuff for you.
Yeah. Well,
Or-
it's to first shame you for having the baby and being so great. It's to shame you, and then it's to help Robyn with the pack and play, and then it's to make up the smallest little room in a closet and to push aside some things. This sounds a little familiar to someone else that we know who created a room?
Oh, yeah.
I
forgot about that.
That's all for show.
All for show.
All for show. Anyway. And now, again, we've wedged something else because we're with Mona. We're back with Mona. We're looking at properties. Kody says they've given up on finding a giant house that has 17 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And they're now looking at a cul-de-sac with 4 homes. So we now see them looking at this really goofy scene where they go and they look at this cul-de-sac with 4 rooms, and they all stand in different sections, and they all like yell at each other, like, "Can I borrow a cup of sugar?" It's like, okay, got it.
Oh my
and
gosh.
now it's happening. It's happening. It's finally happening. Kody is like, "Oh, we're cleaning the house. It's happening. The baby's coming."
Yeah. So, Robyn's 2 weeks overdue. She tells us her mom had 7 babies at home.
Aurora is excited. I'm like, is this kid ever not excited? This kid's excited for everything.
She's excited for everything. I guess that's
everything happens.
I guess
it's like
that's
the wind
a
blows.
good
She's
quality.
excited. I guess so, but it's just like, Aurora, be a little more discerning with everything. I mean, she's excited about everything.
And then this is weird. I mean, her mom is not at the birth, but her stepfather is there.
Yeah.
Paul.
Yes.
And she says that he has been at every one of her births, and he's a source of strength for her. Mm-hmm. And mind you, he's literally sitting like at the foot of the bed.
Yes.
And when the baby was coming out, he was like up in there with the camera.
Yes. Yes. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
It's like, ooh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a family that's close. Yeah. So yeah, Paul, Robyn, and Kody all go to the midwife. And they're all going to the midwife for that prenatal. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Robyn's mom?
I don't think she wanted to be part of this.
Oh, she wanted to be filmed.
And then Robyn, this is where I said, and I wrote it out too. I said, Robyn, fuck you. I said, Robyn, she said, I'm not having an epidural because you missed the magic of having an actual regular birth that God designed. Because God designed women's bodies to have these births. And if everything's supposed to go the way it's supposed to go, you're supposed to feel everything.
Well, also, women and children used to routinely die in childbirth. Mm-hmm. Routinely. So don't glamorize it, Robyn. It's okay to have medical intervention for the, health and safety and comfort. And here's another thing. Why are women expected to just suffer?
Yeah.
Men would not give birth without an epidural. They'd be like, "Oh, hell no!"
Men have vasectomies. We give them don't they have numbing cream and all that for their vasectomies?
Give me a break. I just think that's barbaric. Like, if you can have something to reduce pain and
make things easier. Because she was also like Pitocin. She was just ripping on every last med and all
it
that.
doesn't always work out perfectly, Robyn. And, the goal at the end of this is for a healthy mother and child. So get off your soapbox.
Well, I also feel like God also, whatever you want to believe, God, the universe, whatever. But, God also created doctors and medical things. He wouldn't have created all these.
Right.
He wouldn't have created epidurals.
If he didn't want us to use them.
And he wouldn't have created all the good drugs.
No.
That would have come around if he didn't want us to have them.
No.
So he did. He, she, whoever's up there or out there, wherever it is. So some of us decided not to be an idiot and get the epidural. And quite frankly, I didn't feel a thing when I gave birth. So ha ha ha. I'm the smart one. So it's October 25th. It's 10:15 p.m. And we hear, I don't know what it was. It was just this weird,
strange
moaning
noise.
It was so disturbing, and it really scared me.
Well, and it also seemed like she was trying to hold it in and not make noise.
Yeah.
Like, because that wouldn't have been ladylike or something.
Yeah.
I really felt like she was holding back, like she really wanted to just scream, because she was clearly in a lot of pain.
Yes, because she didn't have any drugs. Yeah, so they call April, the midwife, so she's on her way over. Oh boy, there's Meri. She's now we're
She's
back.
got her camera.
Okay, so now we're back to Meri, and she's back at the closet. So now we fast forwarded because we're 2 weeks later. So Meri's had time. She's got, I counted, 8
More
hangers.
clothes.
8 hangers of clothes. And she's now finally got the clothes in some little giraffe. And she's like, I told them, call me day or night. I'm there, And of course, poor Leon is still working on the blanket, like just sewing. And then we see April getting the bed ready. I'm sorry. That's not enough. That's not enough stuff.
Not enough plastic
Paddings.
and protection.
I'm sorry. April put down like one pad. I mean, they're sleeping in that bed. That's their bed.
I know. That's for their bedroom.
I'm sorry, but shouldn't you strip all of the bedding off?
Yeah, and put
on
a
plastic
plastic
sheet?
cover and a bunch of those pads. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would think, wouldn't you want to preserve, didn't you just, Robyn, you just got all this you just went to Colleen's consignment to get all this nice
all
furniture.
this new bedding, and don't you want the mattress?
Yeah, what are you doing? That seemed really odd. Literally one pad, maybe 2. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
I was just
I
like,
didn't think
I'm not even a
enough.
germaphobe, people. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
That didn't seem like enough.
Yeah. So then once the labor gets going, we get treated to Kody's
Oh, God, Kody.
labor coaching, which to me looks like hell on earth, because he's right up in her face.
Oh, God.
Right up in her face, like nose to nose. And he's going, breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
You wouldn't have liked that for someone to get right in your
No.
face like that.
And it's like, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah, keep breathing. But it's
Yeah.
like he doesn't, there's no rhyme or reason to the breathing, or he's not doing like Lamaze or anything. He's just up in there and just going, oh, good, you're doing good.
Yeah.
But
Meri comes by with that camera, and then Kody and Meri kiss. And of course they have that sound effect.
yeah, they were getting kind of frisky with each other.
And then they have the sound effect, and then Kody has to explain, well, it's all love, and you saw me with when Christine had Truly, I was kissing Robyn, and it's just all love here. And then Meri says, she wasn't like this with Truly, because of course she has to backtrack a little bit, because Truly's birth was on camera, and we all saw that Meri did not make a little space in her closet for stuff for Truly.
No.
It's because she and Robyn have a different kind of relationship, a really close bond. And she has a close bond with this baby. So, anyway.
Whatever.
And then all of a sudden, Brianna's awake, of course.
Yeah.
And then all the kids are up.
right. And they're outside the door, like trying to
It's like,
listen. And Yeah, and Kody continues to mansplain labor to us.
But I really, it's the and the grabbing of the headboard that was really, the first time I saw this, I was like, oh God. And her dad's in the room.
I know.
And Cody's like,
She's trying not to make noise because the kids are outside the door.
And it's Cody's like, breathe. And it's just like, oh, this is I'm so uncomfortable. I am so uncomfortable right now. I'm like, I want to leave the room, but I have to take notes for the podcast. I'm just so uncomfortable. And then finally the baby's born. I'm like, oh, thank God. Solomon's bored. I guess it's around 2:40. They kept showing the clock. I'm like, should I be writing down what time this is?
Well, he's born. Yeah, it must be like 2-3 in the morning because he's born on the 26th.
Yes. Oh, okay. You're right. So I guess he is.
Yeah, and then Kody makes kind of a weird comment when Solomon comes out. He says he looks like my little boys. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's weird?
Well, I think because he's a real towhead. He's got tons of blonde hair.
Is that what he meant by
blondish red hair. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Meri, of course, is waiting for the call to come to see the baby. So Meri and Leon rush off to go see the baby. And yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Meri brings that little giraffe with her.
Yeah. I don't know
like,
why.
You're going to give the little giraffe to an infant? I mean, so you can wait for that, Meri.
And then Christine, we see Christine's house. She starts waking up all her kids. And then they weigh him. He is, I have to say, Solomon got my kid beat 9 pounds, 10.5 ounces. My son was 9 pounds, 7 ounces. So Solomon, but Brooke, do you want to tell everyone how big your child was?
Okay, if you saw my child today, you'd never believe this because she's an extremely, petite, small person. She was 10 pounds, 11 ounces.
She was a honker.
Yeah.
She had huge feet.
She was really big for, she started to slim down around 3 months. And yeah, you look at her now, she's always been a little petite little thing. I don't know what
she was going to be a linebacker. We thought she was, especially because she had big feet. We thought she was going to be a linebacker. We thought she was going to be huge.
Oh, I think I knew she would slim down. I don't know what caused that. And obviously I had to have a C-section. She was not moving.
Yeah, she wouldn't come out.
She was stuck in there. She never would have been able to come out. If it had been a couple hundred years ago, we both would have died.
Yeah, Robyn. There wasn't modern medicine.
Exactly.
The two of you would be dead.
Thank God for all this stuff. But yeah, it was the strangest thing. I did not have gestational diabetes. I had a normal pregnancy, and it was just the most bizarre thing.
Yeah, but she was really, really big. So big, I was there when they weighed her. So big that people were looking at one baby. They came over to watch. They were left that one baby, walked over to where I was and was like, holy, what? Because she was so big. It was talk of everything. Everybody was like, whoa. But yeah, I mean, obviously it was everyone was thinking it was. And then, a couple months later, we're like, she's skinny. She's tiny. She's not going to be the WNBA or anything like that. She's tiny. No. And she's a teeny tiny.
She's tiny. She's not tall.
She's skinny. Petite. She's in great, she's a athletic, she's in great shape and all that.
Yeah. So I don't know how that all works, but it's weird.
Anywho, so. And then, of course, Janelle does show up, and then everyone comes and holds the baby, and then Christine gives her the gift. And then how did Robyn end up start nursing him right away? I'm like, did your milk come in? I don't think my milk came in that early.
Milk, it's like that.
It's the pre-milk.
The colostrum. Yeah. It's kind of like a thick.
But that comes in that quickly?
I don't know. I don't recall that happening that quickly, but maybe it was just for show. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just to comfort the baby.
I guess so.
But and they started, the families all around, they started playing some song that says, Jesus loves us all.
Yeah.
And that was all, set up for TV.
Yeah, this whole like side Hunter Robyn thing, I think was really
Creepy.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see the one thing where when he was in there and I don't know who was it? Was it Christine that was holding Truly? Did you see Hunter give Truly a kiss?
Yeah.
It was very sweet. And it's just kind of like, why are we making Hunter out to be a bad guy? Or maybe they don't mean to or something.
Well, I have this written down. Did Robyn say this? Because Hunter did hold Solomon.
Yes.
And then I think Robyn said this, you can't deny it when you have a baby in your arms that's your dad's wife's baby.
Yeah.
Or whatever that means. But, I mean, just because he's holding him doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I think her whole thing was, well, I hope, Hunter will accept him as his baby brother. I think she was saying that Hunter has always been a little hesitant with her and, he's not sure if I'm his mom and some of this. And I'm a little bit like, so I don't know if this is Robyn. I don't know if this is the producers trying to create a story. I mean, listen, Hunter is at this point 14 years old. I have a 15-year-old. I have to bribe my 15-year-old to hug me or kiss me. I'm constantly like, I'll get you ice cream, but you got to kiss me like a molester. I'm just like, give me hugs, give me kisses.
You want candy?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm kind of like, you got to hug me. I'm constantly.
A real hug.
And I'm his birth mother. and this is, I got to like get anything from him.
Yeah, I don't know what she expects.
And on top of that, in the last year, what has Hunter been through? I mean, his mom, his father has met this new woman, been on a TV show, married her, left the state in the house he grew up in, moved into this new place. She's pregnant,
has new kids
in the family. And so he's just supposed to jump right in with 2 feet and be thrilled and happy about all of this. So I was just a little bit like, whose issue is all of this? I don't know.
No, they're way too hard on Hunter. Hunter's not doing anything abnormal whatsoever.
And the other thing is that, and I feel like Kody's getting it. I think Janelle's handling it really well, which is Janelle's kind of taking this attitude of, it's hard, I know, but she's just kind of letting it ride out. Like, she's just kind of like, yeah, I'll just keep encouraging him. And
yeah, and he eventually does.
Yeah. And listen, he's
get
fine.
it together.
He gets it together. He moves forward. We see him now. He's fine.
Yeah. So the final scene.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before we get to the final scene, one last thing. My favorite moment was, did you see Daddy Logan holding the baby? And all I'm thinking to myself is, there's Logan like, oh, Jesus Christ. One more kid to be responsible. One more kid. He's probably like, how many more days do I got?
Yeah. How many more months until I can go to college?
Yes. Anyway, tell us about the final scene.
So the final scene is everybody leaves and Robyn says she wants to talk to Meri alone. Kody leaves. And she offers to be a surrogate for Kody and Meri if they want to have another baby. And, she's teary and then Meri gets teary and Meri's holding Solomon. And it's this, it's supposed to be this kind of touching scene. But me being the cynic that I am, I just kind of wonder the motivation behind that.
Robyn's motivation. If she was really serious, if she was just doing it to try to make herself look good, because she probably knows Meri doesn't want to have another child at this point. She's too old. Yeah.
She couldn't. Here's the other thing. Meri could not use her own eggs. I mean, she's 40 something.
Yes.
So they'd have to get they'd have to get a donor egg and all that. They know they're not going to do all that. They're not going to spend the money on all that. They already have all these kids. So I don't know. I just wonder about the motivation behind that. If she's really meant it.
Yeah, I always felt when I first watched this episode, I always felt like it was kind of a very false. I don't know what the word
it just
is
kind of
for
doesn't ring true.
It does not ring true. I don't know if she was hopped up on hormones because she just had a baby and she was just losing her mind. It was the middle of the night or what was going on. But I'm with you. I mean, listen, you have finite resources. You Mary's stressed about paying the rent. Like, and then you're looking at opening a business, and you're looking at buying homes, and then you're going to talk about
In vitro?
You know, I
No.
mean, you're now
That's
we're talking.
expensive.
It's very, very. We learned that on Extreme Sisters.
Yeah.
And Ashley and V learned about that, right?
Yeah.
So it's very, very expensive. I'm with you. I think that she knew there was no way that they were ever going to be able to get that together to get to that point, and that it would make her look really, really good to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I did think it was that. But I do think that. But I think that if Meri could get it all together, I think Robyn would have maybe done it. And it would have made her look good. And I think Robyn probably is the kind of person who does enjoy being pregnant. And
Yeah, she'd be getting a lot of attention and praise,
Yeah.
and how wonderful of you to do this.
Yes.
And
So I think it would
Yeah.
be a win-win for her either way. It makes her look good one way, and then I think it would make her feel good and look good another way. Mm-hmm. Some women just love being pregnant, having babies, doing the whole thing. And,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, well, we'll never know.
and it would make her be very special in Kody's eyes.
Right.
You know, trust me, with in the car there with Kody.
Yeah. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, you don't know.
I have my
you don't know
own
what we're talking
theories about Robyn
Robyn's manipulation.
and I think Robyn's slowly working on Kody, slowly,
Yeah.
surely.
All right. Well, that's the
Yes.
season finale.
Yeah.
So next week we'll be back with season
Season
4,
four,
episode
yes.
1. And we'll see what the Browns are into
Yeah.
now. So thank you for joining us. If you like our podcast, please subscribe and leave us a 5-star rating and review. We are on social media at PsychLegalPop on Instagram and TikTok. Every Tuesday, Sister Wives. Thursdays, we do documentaries. We're starting, I guess it'd be this Thursday. I'm sort of confused, but we're going to be covering the second season of And Just Like That, the Sex and the City, you know, what do you want to call it? Follow up. And so we're going to recap what happened in the first season and be ready to hit the ground running and talk about the second season. So if you like that show, join us for that.
All right.
All
Very
right.
exciting.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
With almost 500,000 customers and over $1 trillion of secure payments, Bill isn't new to intelligent finance. It's the proven way to simplify bill pay and maximize cash flow. Want to learn more? Visit Bill.com/proven for a special offer.